It is the end of an era because today the Sims team is going to officially make the cupcake machine useless. Okay, I'm being a little dramatic. They're not like ruining the cupcake machine. They're actually just making it so that you can bake cupcakes in an oven instead of only in the giant robot machine. So if anything, this is actually probably a good thing because now the recipes are going to be unlocked and like on all of the stoves instead of just here. But still, it feels kind of like a meme is dying today, so I am a little bit sad about it, even if we have been asking for this for like 9 years. This is a long time coming. But yeah, there's supposed to be a pretty big base game update for The Sims 4 today that I thought we could check out together. They've teased a couple things. They talked about freeing the cupcakes and also maybe overhauling the cooking UI just a little bit. Now, as I'm starting to record this, I don't actually know if this is coming out today. Full transparency, it is 12:58 p.m. and usually updates drop at 1 p.m. on the Tuesday before a patch comes out, and there's a pack coming out on Thursday, so I can only assume that there will be an update today. I don't really know for sure, so we're gonna find out together. These update videos are always kind of a journey because I just sit here waiting for the update to come out, and then I sit here waiting for the patch notes, and we sort of experience the whole thing together. Update required. Okay, I'm gonna start downloading this, and just so you're aware, usually with base game updates, things kind of break with mods. Obviously, the mods rely on the game code to work, and so if they change something, the mod then breaks. That's super normal. You're just gonna have to delete those mods that are broken and then re-download them once the modder updates them. Anytime there's an update, everyone is like, wait, my game's completely broken, and half the time it's because a mod is broken. And I assume that, for example, something like the UI cheats mod is probably gonna break if they adjust anything with the UI in this update. So just be on the lookout for those sorts of things. It updated pretty quickly, so we're launching now. Obviously, we don't have patch notes yet, so we're kind of gonna have to explore a little bit ourselves here. By default, they do disable your mods. I was gonna use the Goth family to experiment with this, but it looks like they've got a horse and they've named it Babe. Okay, sure. That's fine. We can have a horse and we can feed it cupcakes or something. That is very interesting. That's fine. Hello, Babe. It's nice to meet you. I'm gonna just ignore that you're there though, because I've got stuff I wanted to work on. Okay, so we're pretty sure that they've changed the cooking UI. So that's kind of what I'm most curious to come and mess with. Ooh, so we have some new filters. You can switch by vegetarian, lactose-free, meat, seafood, and also sweets. And look, the cupcakes are on there by default now. I realize this is such a small thing, okay? But like this whole time, for years, since 2014, we couldn't bake cupcakes in the oven. The classic vanilla cupcakes are also no longer 0 simoleons, which is truly devastating, but I'm gonna start there, I think. We'll make some cupcakes first. Mortimer is missing work. Well, then go. I don't know what to tell you. I don't need you here right now. That's a you problem. Okay, sorry everyone. This is so dumb, but I'm so excited to watch her take cupcakes out of the regular oven. I feel like I've been waiting my entire life for this. Oh my god. Why do they like almost look better than they used to? Am I exaggerating? Didn't they used to be worse looking than that? I swear the cupcake machine had some nasty looking stuff. Hold on. Testing cheats on stats dot set underscore skill underscore level major underscore home style cooking 10. Okay. It's a very dramatic cheat, but I wanted to max the skill so I could test this out some more. This way we can test out all the options. And I see they have not improved the lag to actually open the menu. It takes a long time for it to pop up. Oh my god, this makes it so much easier to find stuff. Before we had to rely on just like scrolling and looking in alphabetical order. And it's tough when like things are in skill order too, because you don't really remember what's a high skill versus a low skill. So being able to filter this way is so much easier. Really is a small thing. But this is a huge quality of life update, I think, so I'm glad they finally went and did it. I'm surprised that it's still kind of laggy. I thought that the menu was gonna get better when they updated it, but it didn't, so that's fine, I guess. Do you want to try making the baconing cupcakes? Because then I can really see if it's just as bad as I remember. This is really fun because I feel like for most of us that don't have cupcake machines in our everyday average Sims builds, that is really gross. Sorry, that looks nasty, Bella. But most of us don't put cupcake machines down in like our average builds. So for the most part, those recipes were kind of useless to me because it took a very specific sim and house to actually make an effort to use this thing. I'm noticing, I don't think I saw donuts on the thingy. So like all of these options just never got used. I don't know about you, but this was something that I never really ever touched. There's also a baking skill. What do you want? Oh, gain fame and money. I think it's the same cheat, just baking instead. Okay, I'm wondering if we can use the baking skill from Get to Work to cook those things on the main stove too, because there's a separate baking option. Yeah, look at that. Were a lot of these things available on the thing before? Or maybe they were and I just don't remember. I don't really use the baking skill much. But you know what? There, they fixed it. There's more options on the stove. We'll have to wait for the patch notes to come out to get like some official word on this. For now, I am kind of just guessing, clearly. Well, I got a pie. I cannot get over how gross that cupcake looks. This is a problem with a lot of the old food, like the things that came out when the game first came out. So much of it looks genuinely gross. Like genuinely really bad. That's supposed to be bacon on top of a cupcake. And it's gone now, but you know, it looked terrible, no offense. I thought for a second that they got improved because the vanilla cupcakes looked better than that, but apparently not. Clearly not. They did post a new laundry list a couple days ago, which is like the list of bugs they're prioritizing for this patch. So obviously, I don't know if they've actually fixed these things in today's patch, but I think it's still worth going over anyway. It's not very long. So first of all, they're trying to fix the plants suddenly reverting to dirt piles. And I don't know if you've been having this problem too, but I swear to you, I've had that issue since Seasons came out. The entire gardening skill has been completely broken for like many years now, so any attempts at fixing it, I appreciate. We shall see if they fix that for real. Also, uninvited Sims entering homes to ask to be your best friend. Well, kind of funny. It's also kind of creepy, and it happens way too often. I've sometimes had like 3 Sims in one day show up and ask to be besties with me, and then they get mad when you say no, and the whole thing is just bad, so they're apparently trying to fix that. Photographs turning black has been causing me some huge issues. I keep having these problems where if I put my Sims photos in their household inventory, they kind of glitch out. So they're apparently trying to fix that. And as a person who plays a lot of legacy challenges, I have a lot of family photos of my Sims from like 8 generations ago that I would really like to not be ruined. This no longer getting invites one, to be honest, I haven't really experienced or noticed, but now that I think about it, I don't think I've been getting invites for a while, and maybe I just didn't really realize, but now that I look back on it, it's been happening, so they're apparently fixing that. The ranch hand needing to be continuously rehired is so annoying. That's been happening since Horse Ranch first came out. It has never worked as intended, so they're trying to fix that. Emphasis on trying, because we'll see if these things are actually fixed in today's patch. I haven't tested yet. Vegetarian Sims getting meat items when they have to get leftovers out of the fridge is also so annoying. I swear I've been complaining about that for years. That's been happening since City Living first came out, and it has never made sense. It's always bothered me so much because like, if you know you can't eat that, why would you autonomously get a steak out of the fridge? So they'll like grab it themselves, start eating it, and then get sick and uncomfortable from it. And it's like, but you did that to yourself. Anyway, they're apparently fixing that. Bees in the bee box won't calm down. I honestly don't really play with the bees, so I haven't seen that, but I believe that it's a problem. And also some missing VFX animations related to CAS trait previews, which means like when you click a trait in CAS, it plays an animation. I guess there's some VFX that have been missing. I haven't really noticed that either, but hey, they're gonna fix it. And that is everything on the laundry list. Now, they can't guarantee that they're gonna be fixed for sure by today. This was just their priorities for this month. And there also is probably going to be additional fixes that aren't listed here. These are just like the most commonly talked about ones. They post these laundry lists to tell us like, hey, we hear your concerns about this and we're working on it, but it's obviously not a guarantee that it will be fixed in time, and it's also not everything. Does that make sense? But anyway, we have to wait until the patch notes are out to actually see what they did fix, and sometimes they take like an hour to post them. So for now, we will just wait. Well, that can't be good. I was just trying to load the Sims 4's website so I can check for patch notes, and oh, never mind. Okay, sorry, it loaded. But the Sims did just tweet. They said freed cupcakes, recipe filtering, and bug fixes are here in today's base game update. Head in game and check out the new updates. I did. I have been. What I would really enjoy is a list of all the updates, like a proper complete list. Oh, okay, sorry. We have that too. The patch notes are officially out. I will link these down below, but for now I'm just gonna go through and read out loud the things that stand out the most to me. Obviously, in just a few days, we're getting the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, so this is in preparation for it. Obviously, most importantly, the recipe UI has a brand new overhaul. We saw that. They've also fixed the cupcakes. Speaking of sweets, this update includes freeing the sweetest treat, cupcakes. Your Sims can now prepare the delicious cupcakes by using an oven in addition to the traditional method of using the Whipped Dream Cupcake Factory. Oh, and toddlers can eat cupcakes now. I don't think I knew that toddlers couldn't eat cupcakes. What an oversight. How has that been a thing this long? Okay, well, great. Good for them. Hilariously, they also used Bella Goth as their cupcake test sim, which is kind of funny to think about because I had the same thought. We've delved deep into cooking, recipes, and ingredients. Expect to see the quality of food prepared better reflect your sim's skill level, current mood, and appliance quality. Additionally, recipes across the cooking, gourmet cooking, and baking skills have been updated to better utilize more of the expected ingredients of the food that's being prepared. I did notice that in the list. I didn't want to say it out loud though, in case I was wrong, but I did see that some of the things had more ingredient requirements. Yeah, one of the examples is that players who own both Cottage Living and Get to Work can use the sugar, flour, and egg ingredients from the baking recipes. So the sugar, flour, and eggs are from Cottage Living, and the baking recipes are from Get to Work, and now there's sort of some cross-pack compatibility there. Oh, they gave the cool kitchen stuff pack an update, so now child sims can make ice cream on the ice cream machine. That's kind of a fun little detail. So he's got like a little stool and he can stand there and make ice cream on it. When I was a kid, we used to make ice cream with my grandpa. He has like a hand ice cream machine, so we would like have to spin the thing, but we used to make it with my grandpa, and this kind of reminds me of that. So that's cute. Oh, and they've also made it so that you can drag around some small appliances in live mode and put them in your Sim's inventory. I assume that's because you're gonna need to do that with the new stuff in the new stuff pack, because they're gonna have like all those pizza oven functionalities and you have to bring the pizza oven with you to your food stall. And then they just made it possible to do it with all of the small appliances. So now we can drag, oh wait, so you can get like some of the microwaves, but also the drink trays. That is actually extremely interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how that works. So this item, we can just put it in our inventory and bring it around with us now. And you can also drag the microwaves around. Was it possible to do that before from university? Why don't I remember that? I don't know, maybe it was. It wasn't possible with the ice cream machine and the popcorn popper, so that stuff is all new. They even did it with that Dream Home Decorator counter oven, so that's really interesting because you can bring a fully functional oven with you now. This works like any oven. You can bake stuff in here. So I'm wondering if you could bring that with you to like a university dorm and have it work fine. That might be a way to cheat around the rules of no ovens being allowed at university. I have spent enough time making fun of that ice cream maker this week that I really need to go see Alexander Goth mess with it. I want to see him make some ice cream. Craft ice cream, chocolate ice cream. I wonder what skill this uses. Do you think that he gains the cooking skill? Look, he stood on a stool and he's making ice cream. I don't think it's gaining him any skill. I don't think it's moving up at all. Well, we've crafted a carton of chocolate ice cream. There you go. Congrats, Alex. That's kind of cute. It's a small detail, but it's a fun improvement for Sims that's cute. It's a small detail, but it's kind of a fun improvement if you have that pack for them to go back and update it for us. There's also quite a few bug fixes, it looks like. So in the base game, garden plants should now remain as plants instead of sometimes crumbling into piles of dirt. Be strong and live your best life, garden buds. Visual effects for sim traits and create a sim have returned from an unplanned summer holiday. Okay, well they're back. The VFX are back. They have also completely thrown summer holiday under the bus. I realize it's just like a funny reference, but why you gotta blame her for this? She didn't do anything. They updated some text about newborns, and trash fruit will also now properly grow from any pile of trash outside, no matter its source. I wonder what was wrong with the trash fruit before. And most importantly, it was getting a bit lonely out there. Sims will once again receive calls and invitations from other Sims. Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be helpful. Thank you. Your vegetarian Sims should no longer grab meals that upset their stomachs. I'm telling you, I've been asking for this forever. Oh, and they also updated a few recipes that weren't appropriately marked as vegetarian, it looks like. For example, the gelatin rainbow cake. Photographs taken following today's patch will no longer turn black when stored in the storage box. Yikes. Okay, so we knew that was a problem with the photos in the storage boxes, like even in Growing Together, but it's not past photos, it's only future photos that we take that won't turn black. So that kind of sucks. Oh, interestingly, it looks like some vegetables weren't being counted as vegetables when using recipe ingredients, so they went and fixed that. And they've also updated a lot of the lactose situation so that Sims can make more informed choices if they are lactose intolerant. I actually really like the lactose intolerant trait in The Sims 4. It's funny because if they eat dairy, they'll like immediately pee on the floor, and I always joke about them pooping their pants. It's not really them pooping their pants, but it is kind of what's implied is happening. So I've really enjoyed making fun of them when that happens. Set your boundaries. There should be fewer invitations to become BFF with other Sims. Oh my god, and the ranch hands now stay hired until you dismiss them. So it looks like they actually did manage to fix all those things on the laundry list, with a couple other small small updates mostly related to cooking and things, which makes sense given there is a cooking pack coming out. That is kind of usually what happens when a pack is coming out soon. They oftentimes will have to update some base game systems to make the pack work, and then everyone gets those base game updates. I am genuinely so glad to finally have an overhaul to the cooking menu. I feel like this has been a long time coming. It's gonna make it way easier. I appreciate the like small things like going back and adding ingredients to stuff. That's gonna be super cool for cross-pack compatibility. Also, the filters for like dietary restrictions with the lactose-free and the vegetarian. We've needed that for a while as well because it is kind of hard to find, especially when some things that you think would be lactose-free were previously marked improperly. But I think they went back and fixed that for us too. And then most importantly, honestly, is the cupcake machine being freed. I have been complaining about this cupcake machine for coming up on 10 years now. I just always thought it was so dumb that we had all these cool recipes that were only on the cupcake machine. And this whole time I've been begging for the ability to make them on the oven, and we finally can do it. This is just so nice for like the average Sims player because I can guarantee you so many people have never seen this thing. They have no idea it exists. So them moving those recipes to just the regular oven has unlocked a ton of more stuff for the average person to use. I mean, even if you did know about the cupcake machine, I didn't really ever use it. So it's just nice to have that on the oven for real. It's fun, it's silly. I love this kind of thing. I appreciate them doing goofy things like this, but I like it when it's goofy, but also easy. We can have both at the same time. And I think on that note, that is the entire update covered. Stay tuned and obviously make sure you're subscribed because I'm gonna have a ton of content coming on the new stuff pack this week. I want to do a rags to riches with Stanley trying to make money from the new stuff. I'd like to do a full and complete review of the new stuff pack as well. So be on the lookout for the next couple of days because I have a lot of videos coming. Whenever there's Sims news like this or base game updates or new packs coming out, I always make videos like this. So again, just make sure you're subscribed so you can stay in the loop about those things. I will always let you know as soon as there is anything big happening with The Sims. I'm curious to hear in the comments, are you excited about this base game update? It feels kind of random, but also at the same time, very, very long awaited. The cupcake machine is one of those things that I had kind of just given up on. Like I kind of thought they had forgotten about it. So it's kind of funny to me how it's finally happened, even if it's just a little bit sad that the cupcake meme is kind of dead now. We still have the cupcake machine. It's just not as funny when it's not the only way to make cupcakes. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. And by the way, I really think that you're gonna wanna watch tomorrow's video. I'm just saying. I will miss you forever, Cupcake Machine. You have been a friend and an enemy over the years, and I will never forget how much joy you have brought me.